What's good? What's good? You're listening to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, where we talk about the boundaries people don't have. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about a phenomenon that makes me physically uncomfortable. I'm talking about people who invite themselves to things, people who hear you mention a plan and go, "Oh, I'll come too." And now you're stuck, because what are you supposed to say? Let's get into it. Okay, so picture this. You're talking to a friend. You mention that you are going to a dinner with someone, or you're going to see a movie, or you're planning a small get-together. You're not inviting them, you're just making conversation. And then they hit you with, "Oh, that sounds fun. What time?" "I'll come." "I'm sorry, what?" I didn't invite you. I was just telling you about my plans." But now you've invited yourself, and I don't know how to tell you that you're not invited without sounding like a terrible person. So now I'm stuck. I have to either let you come, even though I didn't want you there, or I have to awkwardly uninvite you, which is worse. And you've put me in this position. You did this. And the worst part, you don't even realize what you've done. You think you're just being friendly. You think you're just expressing interest. But you've cornered me. You've forced my hand. And now I'm sitting here having a full internal panic attack. Do I let them come and ruin the vibe I was planning? Do I tell them no and risk looking like a jerk? Do I make up an excuse? None of those options are good, and I shouldn't have to choose, because you should have never put me in this position in the first place. And here's the thing. There's a reason you weren't invited. Maybe the plan was for just a few people. Maybe it's a specific vibe. Maybe I just needed one-on-one time with someone. Maybe I'm going through something and I need my core people, not my extended circle. Maybe it's someone's birthday and they got to choose who comes. Maybe it's an expensive restaurant and I can only afford to treat certain people. Whatever the reason, I made a choice about who to include, and you've just overridden that choice. And now the whole dynamic is different. Because when you invite yourself, everything changes. The conversation I was planning to have, can't have it now because you're there. The vibe I was going for, gone, because I have to accommodate you. The intimate gathering I wanted, now it's a party, and I didn't want a party. You've taken something that was mine and made it about you. And you didn't even ask permission. And you know what makes it worse? When they bring a +1. They invite themselves and then they ask, "Can I bring my boyfriend, girlfriend, or friend?" No, you can't. because you weren't even invited in the first place. Now I've gone from a party of 4 to a party of 6, and I didn't plan for that. I don't have enough food. I don't have enough space. I don't even know this other person. And it's all because you couldn't take a hint. And let's talk about what actually happens when someone invites themselves. If it's a dinner, now I have to order more food, or cook more, or split the bill differently. If it's a trip, now I have to rearrange sleep-in arrangements, find extra tickets, change reservations. If it's a house party, now my guest list is off. My head count is wrong. My old plan is thrown off. All because you decided you should be there. And the thing is, I'm probably not going to say anything. I'm probably going to smile and say, yeah, sure, come through. Because I don't want to be rude. I don't want confrontation. I don't want to hurt your feelings. But inside, I'm screaming. But here's what I think the issue is. I think some people genuinely don't understand social cues. They hear about a plan and they think, oh, that sounds nice. I'd like to do that too. And in their mind, that's enough. They don't need a formal invitation. They just go. But that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Because there's actually a difference between being included and being invited. If someone wants you there, they'll invite you. They'll say, hey, we're doing this thing. Do you want to come? That's an invitation. That's intentional. That's welcome. But when you hear about something and you weren't invited, that's deliberate too. It's not an oversight. It's not that they forgot. It's that it wasn't meant for you. And that's okay. You don't have to be invited to everything. But some people can't handle that. They can't handle the idea that something is happening without them. So, they insert themselves. They force their way in. They make it impossible to say no without looking like the bad guy. And that's manipulative. And let me break down the types of self-inviters because there are different breeds. Type 1, the oblivious self-inviter. This person genuinely doesn't realize what they are doing. They hear about plans and they are just excited. They want to be included. They are not trying to be rude. They just don't pick up on social cues. This person is annoying, but they are not malicious. Type 2, the FOMO self-inviter. This person cannot stand the idea of missing out. Even if they weren't invited, even if they weren't supposed to be there. They hear about something happening and they have to be a part of it because what if it's fun? What if people talk about it later and they are not in on the joke? This person is insecure and they make it everyone else's problem. Type 3. The entitled self-inviter. This is the worst one. This person thinks they should be invited to everything. They think they have a right to be included in your plans. And when they hear you're doing something without them, they are offended. So they invite themselves as a way of saying, "How dare you plan something without me?" This person is a problem. Because here's the thing, an invitation is a gift. It's someone saying, "I want to spend time with you." Specifically, when you invite yourself, you're taking that choice away from the host. And that's rude. Even if you know the person would have invited you eventually, you don't get to just assume. You wait for the invitation, and if it doesn't come, that's your answer. And can we talk about how hard it is to uninvite someone who's invited themselves? Because now you are the bad guy. You're the one being rude. Even though they are the one who put you in this position. But you know what? Sometimes you have to do it anyway. Sometimes you have to say, "Actually, this is just going to be a small thing." Or, "I'll let you know if we do something bigger." And yes, it's awkward. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But it's necessary. Because if you don't set that boundary, they're going to keep doing it. And here's what really happens when someone keeps inviting themselves to things. Eventually, you stop telling them about your plans. You stop mentioning what you're doing. Not because you don't like them, but because you don't want to deal with the pressure. And then the friendship changes. It becomes distant. It becomes guarded. And they probably don't even realize why. It's because they couldn't respect boundaries. They couldn't wait for an invitation. So, if you're someone who does this, I need you to hear me. Stop inviting yourself to things. I know it's hard to hear about plans and not be included. I know FOMO is real. I know you probably feel left out sometimes. But inviting yourself is not the solution. Because even if the person lets you come, they didn't want you there. And you can feel that. You can feel when you are not really welcome. So, save yourself the awkwardness and just wait. Wait for an invitation, and if it doesn't come, make your own plans. Do your own thing. You don't have to be included in everything, and that's okay. So, if you're someone who does this, stop. Wait to be invited, and if you're not invited, that's okay. It doesn't mean people don't like you. It just means that particular plan wasn't for you. And if you're someone dealing with a self-inviter, you're allowed to set boundaries. You can say, "Actually, this is just going to be a small thing," or "I'll let you know if we do something bigger." You don't have to let people steamroll your plans just because they asked. Your plans, your guest list, your choice. Don't let anyone guilt you into including them when you didn't want them there. And don't feel bad about it. That's it for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If this made you cringe because you've done this, it's okay. Now you know. Don't do it again. Next time, we're talking about people who say no offense right before saying something extremely offensive. So get ready. Until then, stay raggedy, stay respectful of boundaries, and remember, if you weren't invited, there's probably a reason. Peace.